According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, job openings have been on the decline since 2022. So all that simply means is that people today of 2026 are not getting the opportunity to become an employee for a corporate company as fast as it used to be. Now, here's the issue. The issue lies with what's going on with our economic system today. It's really sickening because, you know, people are struggling to get by day to day. They're struggling with food, they're struggling with mortgages, they're struggling with rent, they're struggling with utilities, and the list goes on. So then you have a basket of issues, and not to mention one of the most important aspects of even being here in America, which is being able to become employed, right? That's what they taught us to do, right? You're supposed to go to school, right? Get a good job, you know, get a good education, you know, and everything would be tits from there. Like the whole rainbow and picket fence and the whole American dream and things of that nature, and you're all set. Is that not what they were saying? Or at least as a millennial, that's what I was told. You know, growing up, my grandparents, you know, they were hard-working individuals. You know, both worked a job. You know, my grandfather had issues going in and out of jobs because, you know, it was just a different time. Like, people were just looking for certain people, and, you know, and it was just weird, man. But he was one of the most hardworking individuals I've ever seen, not just on the inside of the household, but also on the outside of the household. My grandmother, she worked extremely hard too. She actually had a position with a company called Kmart at the time. Not sure if you guys remember Kmart. Kmart is kind of similar to what you would have called Walmart today. Walmart, you know, everything is usually for like a middle income, and it was kind of similar to that, right? But she was more on the corporate side of Kmart, not really on the, you know, the retail side. But, you know, they were just hardworking individuals. And the point I'm trying to make is that they worked extremely hard for many, many years. And with that, nothing really ever came of that so-called, you know, dream or being, you know, employed here and really taking things to, you know, the highest level possible. And now in 2026, fast forward to 2026, you have a situation where you're not even able to get interviewed to even get a job, right? And it's not even just that. The fact of the matter is, if you even get the job that you have intended to or applied for, the issue with that is that once you get in, let's say they don't even pay you enough for you to even maintain or get ahead with any of your bills or anything of that nature. So you might even be getting into a job that you still are going to be wind up struggling on a day-to-day, on a week-to-week basis, right? Like, people right now are working and they are living in their cars. They are, you know, homeless, but they're working, right? Now, some of them may not be these clocking in and out 9-to-5 jobs. A lot of them may be doing some gig work, you know, doing all the deliveries, Uber Eats and DoorDash and things of that nature, but they're still working. They're still, you know, accumulating an income. But the problem is that they're not paying nobody nothing. Especially if you live in the part of town where I live, or the part of the country where I live, you know, the sunny state, California. You better not come over here playing around talking about you can't get anything, that you can't get a job. You don't get a job over here, man. You don't see, they got a middle class, or they did have a middle class. Let's change that. They used to have a middle class, but they have this lower middle class. Let's just call it a lower middle class, right? And if you don't have a job in California, you are underneath the lower middle class. Like, you're not even at the lower middle class. You underneath it. That's how crazy it is over here. So you better not come from Maryland or the South and come over here to California thinking that you just about to, get by with, a job or maybe two. Or no, you're gonna need 10 of them motherfuckers. You're gonna need 10 jobs over here. Trust me. It's not a game anymore, right? And when I say these things, I say them with, much respect, to people that are trying to get by, because, I support people, without people, without the humankind, this place wouldn't even exist. It's not about the oligarchs. It's not about the billionaires. It's not about the trillionaires. Because with them, if everybody was to stop working today, they wouldn't have shit. They'd have to go out and fend for and get everything given to them the same way that we would have to get everything that we have to work for in order to give to our family. Just think about it like this. If everybody in Target all across America decided to not show up for one day across all of America, Target would fall. It would collapse. That's how powerful human civilization is. That's how powerful the backbone of America is. But we seem and tend not to understand that we have a voice as well. Yeah, we may not have the millions and millions of dollars in order to go and buy this person or buy that person or buy this political position. But we have the power of being civilized human beings that work as hard as possible, don't make no damn excuses, and we roll with the punches, and we just support a country that's just so ungrateful for us being here. So it's like, man, not to mention you getting, dressed up, you put on everything that you need to put on, from your suit or your office dress or the dress shoes that you got on, and you go and you try to get an interview, but then you realize you're in the largest competition pool that you've ever been in 2026, because remember, there has been millions of non-job openings existing since 2022. Millions. So you realize that you're in a massive competition pool. That's mentally draining for the average person. They went on this interview, they went on that interview, they went on that interview, and then you get rejected and you're stuck because you realize that, shit, I gotta do this all over again. And I'm back in the same situation that I started. But that's where we are with America. Like, we're supposed to be the most advanced society in America. The United States. The place of dreams. Where everybody comes from all these different countries in order to build. But then you realize, since you've always been here, call yourself an American, and you can't even get a damn interview. It's crazy, man. We're in a trying time, right? And it's only going to get worse at this standpoint. Were you guys seeing that things are going to get better? Or maybe we should just be positive. We should just pray to whomever that you pray to, and everything is going to come together. Boom! We America again. We are America again. It's not going to happen. The type of people that are running this country, they're not spiritual-based people. They're soulless. So your humanity, your compassion, your feelings don't matter to them. They need war. They need war. They need to fight. They need to be in the game. They need to have tanks. They need to have rifles, assault rifles. They need to take this country. They need to take that country. We need to show them that that's our oil. That's what America is all about. That's all I got for you guys, man. Appreciate you guys taking a listen to this video. Hopefully you got something from it. Until next time, peace.